Welcome to this installment of CryptoMaz Authentication as a Service video training series. In today's demonstration, I'm going to show just how fast and easy it is to implement and manage the CryptoMaz cloud-based authentication service. As a service provider, you'll see how you can create and manage any number of subscriber organizations and be allocating and issuing tokens to users, adding authentication nodes, and generating reports within minutes from a single unified web interface. You will also see how you can delegate the same level of management control to your subscriber organizations on a case-by-case basis so they can manage the service themselves. And whether you're a service provider or a subscriber, we'll show 3 different ways to manage users and assign tokens: by manually creating the users, by importing users from a file, and finally by synchronizing user management and creation with your subscriber's Active Directory. This last feature is really exciting because it means the changes to user accounts in Active Directory will automatically be reflected in CryptoMaz. I'll also show you how you can provision tokens to your subscribers in less than a minute with just a few mouse clicks, and likewise how you or a delegated manager can quickly provision users with hardware, software, BlackBerry, or zero-footprint SMS tokens. One of the truly great features of CryptoMaz is that you can enable strong authentication for new network access points from the CryptoMaz management portal, and you can assign radius attributes to groups of users or individual users to achieve granular control over who can authenticate and at which network access point. And finally, we'll show how to generate real-time reports, how to export and save data for import into your favorite reporting tool, and how to generate graphs and charts online. So the first thing I'm going to do is log into my CryptoMaz account. My home page gives me an up-to-date snapshot of my managed authentication service. The page is divided into 2 main sections. On the left side is the subscriber pane, which allows me to navigate to and display my company and all of the subscriber organizations that I manage. This is a really useful feature for me as a service provider because by simply clicking on a subscriber in the list, I can begin managing their service, including everything from managing users to provisioning tokens, adding authentication services, and running reports. For example, the token summary section displays the total number of tokens I have in inventory that I can use in my organization or allocate to one or more of my subscriber organizations. So let's start by adding 2 new subscriber companies. We'll call them SBSco and NetServe. From the Company tab, I'm going to select End User as the organization type, then add SBSco as a subscriber to the Maz service. SBSco wants to use the Active Directory synchronization option, so I'm going to check this option and note the activation code, which will be required later when I configure the synchronization agent. Next, I'm going to add NetServe, which will not only use the service, but also wants to resell it to their clients. By selecting the reseller option, NetServe will be able to create and manage subscriber organizations just as I am doing right now. Notice that both SBSco and NetServe have been added to the subscriber organization list, and by highlighting them, I can immediately begin managing their accounts. Next, I'm going to select tokens from my Maz inventory and allocate them to SBSco and NetServe. CryptoMaz supports a wide range of software, Java, Symbian, BlackBerry, hardware, and zero-footprint SMS tokens. And CryptoMaz lets me allocate any combination of these tokens to a subscriber by simply highlighting tokens from my inventory, selecting the subscriber account to which I want to allocate them, and then clicking the Allocate button. I can verify that token inventory has been allocated to NetServe and SBSco by highlighting their accounts. So as you see, in a matter of seconds, I'm able to provision both companies with tokens, view my updated inventory, and begin billing. Now that NetServe has tokens, I want to add users to their account and assign tokens. I can do this in one step from the Users tab. The user I want to add is named Randy West, so I will enter his user information, making sure to include his cell phone number because I intend to issue a zero-footprint SMS token to him. So in less than a minute, I have added a subscriber to my service, allocated tokens, added a user to their account, and assigned a token. I could repeat this process for all of NetServe's users, but instead I'm going to delegate management to Randy by elevating him to administrator status. By doing this, I've made it possible for Randy to log into his subscriber account on CryptoMaz and manage his users and tokens without my assistance. So let's see what this means from Randy's perspective. Randy logs into CryptoMaz using his SMS token, and just like me, he is able to view his account, token inventory, and users. And as a reseller, he can create subscriber accounts of his own, allocate tokens from his inventory, create users, assign tokens and access points, and run reports for each of his subscriber accounts. Instead of manually entering users one by one, though, Randy wants to import users from a file. This is a simple procedure done from the Groups tab. All Randy does is select a group into which he wants to import the users, then select the file containing the user information, then click Import. And in just a few moments, user accounts have been created, and Randy can now begin assigning tokens to each of these new users. The next step is to add network access points to be protected by CryptoMaz. From the Options tab, I can enter the make, model, IP address, and radius shared secret of each device that will be authenticating against CryptoMaz. Randy can now log out of his Maz account, and within 4 hours of submitting this information, CryptoMaz will start authenticating users logging on at this protected access point. Next, I want to show you the exciting Active Directory synchronization feature of CryptoMaz. The SBS subscriber account I created earlier wants CryptoMaz to be automatically updated whenever users are added or removed from their Active Directory, and specifically from their Active Directory remote access group. This is important to SBS Co for 2 reasons. First, they have many users in AD, but want only those users that are members of the remote access group to be synchronized with CryptoMaz. And the second reason has to do with privacy legislation and making sure that user accounts are automatically removed in CryptoMaz whenever they're removed in Active Directory. So the first step is to select or create a group in Active Directory that will be used to synchronize users with CryptoMaz. And as stated earlier, I'm going to use the remote access group. Next, I'm going to configure the agent to monitor this group, and then click the test button to verify that my configuration is correct. Good, I've got a green light. On the Subscribers tab, I'll configure the agent with the SBSCo's auth ID, in this case, demo-SBSCo, and input the activation code generated by CryptoMaz when I created the account. So, the last thing I'm going to do is configure the agent to check AD every 30 minutes for changes. The remaining 2 tabs let me configure and customize alerts the agent will send to me or my help desk should the agent be unable to perform an update. Now that the agent is configured, CryptoMaz will automatically be updated whenever changes to the user membership in the remote access group occurs. I'll demonstrate this by adding 4 of the 5 AD users in SBSCo's directory to the remote access group. Now, when I view the users list in CryptoMaz, I can see that it has been updated to reflect the addition of the 4 users to the remote access group. I can now assign tokens to these users, and of course, had I wanted to, I could have delegated management so that a member of the SBSCo could manage their own service. Meanwhile, back at SBSCo, the HR department is removing C. Watts, one of the users, from the remote access group. And as you'd expect, after refreshing the user list in Maz, you can see that this user is no longer able to authenticate, and his token has been returned to inventory for future assignment. We're nearing the end of this demonstration. The only things left to show are assigning radius attributes to groups and users. To apply to a group, I edit the selected group, then choose the attributes to be assigned. Similarly, from the Users tab, I use the Radius button to begin assigning attributes to individual users. And finally, to reporting. CryptoMaz includes a range of customizable reports covering everything from token inventory to authentication activity. Many reports can be customized for date, serial number, or name ranges. The reports generated are specific to the organization highlighted in the subscriber pane. I can select a report to run, view the report data, and save it on my local machine for import into my favorite reporting or billing application. So to summarize, in this video you've seen how, as a service provider, you can add and manage any number of subscribers in a tiered architecture, how you can manage all aspects of the service for your clients or delegate management control to them on a case-by-case basis. You've also seen how easy it is to manage token inventory, allocate tokens to subscribers, and issue tokens to end users. And we've shown how new authentication points, such as VPNs, can be added to the service in a matter of minutes. And finally, how user creation can be automated and synchronized with a subscriber's Active Directory. All of which means you can take your clients from passwords to strong authentication as a service in under 24 hours. For a complete online demonstration of the service and how it can meet the needs of your clients, contact us by email at sales@cryptocard.com. Thank you.